So as you can see right here, we have the hoodie, which came in a pretty basic bag right here. Inside, we have the hoodie. Let's go.
England is my city, city, city. I know it's Nick Compton and my collar stays poppin'. Yes, I can rap and no, I'm not from Compton. City is my England, and if it weren't for Team 10, then the US would be poppin'. I know it's Nick Compton and my collar stays poppin'. Yes, I can rap and no, I'm not from Compton. England is my city.
Hello and welcome to episode 3 of the Jake Paul Docuseries. This is the final episode of the series, The Redemption of Jake Paul. This episode become a bit of a conclusion to this whole thing, and it only felt right that talking about Team 10 projects like RNBO, which ultimately ended, it's only right that we talk about the redemption arc. And we are of course talking about Jake Paul's boxing career. So we're going to look over every single fight that he has done in his entire boxing career, both amateur and professional, or at least everything that is counted as an actual fight and is actually like on his record. And then obviously the first one against Deji. We actually are going to start with that one. So as you can see right here, Jake Paul boxed Deji at the launch of his brand RNBO, and he actually won that fight, and that fight alone is what actually sparked Jake Paul's boxing career and sent him on this mission to beat everybody he could possibly find. After taking that W, and no, that's not a joke at the W brand that Jake now owns. Let me know if you want me to do a whole video on that, because yeah, that whole brand is a whole other thing in itself. So yeah, after taking the W against Deji, he moved on to his first professional fight against his first opponent, Gib. Now Gib was pretty much just another YouTuber. He'd had some boxing experience, although quite a little amount of boxing experience, but nevertheless, he was being hyped up by people at KSI, etc., so was a pretty worthy opponent at the time. So, the fight went down, and it was pretty entertaining from what I remember. Admittedly, it was a good couple of years ago now, but ultimately, Jake won that fight as well. So, he decided he wanted to go against people who were less from the YouTuber section and more from the actual fighting segment. And he definitely went for somebody who was in, well, let's just say the sports industry, Nate Robinson. On November 20th, Jake fought Nate Robinson. For what I remember, that was also a pretty entertaining fight. And the fight actually ended up with Nate Robinson being knocked to the canvas. And this is the first time that we saw Jake actually knock somebody out. And this showed us as well, this guy actually has knockout power. Like, there's a potential for Jake to actually get good at this sport. So, after making a meme out of Nate Robinson and putting him to sleep on the canvas, Jake then moved on to his next opponent, Ben Askren. And on April 21st, they actually fought. And again, Jake did a really good job in this fight. He knocked Ben down to the canvas as well, with this very iconic shot being plastered all over the internet. As you can see, a defeated Ben Askren laying down, struggling to get up, whilst Jake towers over him. It's a pretty iconic photo, if you ask me. So as you can see right here, we have the hoodie, which came in a pretty basic bag right here, and as you can see, inside we have the hoodie itself, and this came from eBay again, like the previous t-shirt from the last episode. And yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and review it right now. Let's go. Okay, so I have right here the RMBO white hoodie, and we're going to be reviewing it right now for you all. Because it again came from eBay, it just came within this grey package right here, and inside of the package you have the hoodie. Now, maybe because this is a hoodie, it is a little bit more worn, but not too bad realistically in terms of everything. So let's have a little look at this hoodie. So as you can see, it is a white hoodie, and we're going to go over literally every single part of this hoodie right here. So let's start off with the tags, which are featured inside right here. So you've got the RMBO tag right here, and you've got Rise and Be Original, and then you've got the size of the hoodie, which is apparently a size medium, so that's pretty cool. You then have the actual hood itself, which has bobbled a little bit over time, probably just from use and stuff, but to be fair, it's actually stayed white pretty well, considering this is a white hoodie, and obviously hoodies will, you know, that are white will discolor over time, so this is actually pretty good going. But yeah, as you can see, you've got some drawstrings right here. I'd say the quality of the material is better than the t-shirt, but I would definitely not say that it's like the best quality in the world. But saying that, it's definitely better than some other brands that I've had in the past and other merchandise I've had in the past, so that is definitely a good thing. So far off on the hoodie, we're off to quite a good start. Now let's have a little look at the print on the hoodie. So we're starting off with the same print as on the t-shirt. You've got the rainbow at the top, you've got Rise and Be Original, and you've got the RMBO flame logo, which is quite thin on this and in sort of outlined in a box. And you've got the upside down Rise and Be Original and the upside down rainbow, and then you have the piece on the bottom, which is nicely positioned, I must say, over the top of the actual kangaroo pouch pocket. So it says storms then rainbows, cause good beats evil. So yeah, that is it for the front of the actual hoodie. It's pretty detailed, and for the most part I think the designs are okay. There could be a little bit more, I'd say, to these designs. There could be a little bit of extra detail to the designs, but overall I think there's quite a lot on this design, and yeah, I think it's pretty cool overall. So yeah, let's have a little look at the arm prints next. So at first, let's go for this side first. So on this side we just have Rise and Be Original, and it just goes down the actual sleeve. So it's pretty simple. Again, simple, goes the full length of the sleeve. So, and then on the other side you have RMBO in fire sort of thing. This is actually thicker than the print on the front, and then it's got Rise and Be Original underneath it, so very, very cool. So that is basically the front. There is no print on the hood or anything like that. Then when we move over to the back, we have the print on the back right here. So you've got RMBO at the back, you've got the line, you've got Rise, which is repeated over and over again, the sort of Chinese or Japanese or some foreign country symbols on the back, and then you've got the upside down rainbow on the bottom with the 216 to 310 right at the bottom. So yeah, basically the same print as the t-shirt. I do, however, like the idea of them adding the sleeve prints for this particular hoodie. I think it does definitely help make it a little bit different to the t-shirt, so it definitely feels more worth getting the hoodie after that. So that is definitely a positive thing for the hoodie. But yeah, that is basically the overview of the hoodie. So I'm going to go ahead, try it on right now, and then get back to you guys and see what I think of the actual quality, the fit, everything of this hoodie. So yeah, let's go ahead and try it on right now. Let's go. with Ben Askren out of the way, Jake wanted to challenge himself. So, he took on Tyron Woodley, somebody who was pretty renowned, and somebody who was actually kind of known. Like, I'd heard this name before, so he seemed like something. And this fight was shaping up to be very, very interesting. So interesting that it had a second fight, which happened right afterwards. Jake actually ended up winning the first fight on a technicality. Essentially, the judges decided it, I think it was for that fight. There's so many different fights that I can't fully remember, but yeah, basically, this fight, he basically won it by a decision. And Jake decided he didn't want to win it by a decision, so he ran it back for the second fight with Tyron Woodley. And in this second fight, he knocked Tyron Woodley to the canvas. Another knockout to the card, and another meme to the list. The next name was even more well known, Anderson Silva. Now this fight was pretty anticipated, and from what I remember, a lot of people were quite excited for this one. And on October 22nd, it happened. And from what I remember, it was a pretty good fight as well. And as a bonus, Jake actually ended up knocking down Anderson Silva, which again was pretty crazy, and yeah, just another crazy thing for Jake to add onto his list of W's within the boxing world. But next up, Jake's winning streak finally came to an end, as on February 23rd, he fought Tommy Fury. A lot of people were excited to see Jake lose, and a lot of people were preying on him losing. But to be honest, I think he took it pretty well. And if anything, I think this Tommy Fury loss is actually kind of a W in Jake's perspective, because although he lost, he took it extremely well. And as you can see, Jake put up a good fight. He went the distance, but did ultimately lose to Tommy Fury. But at least Jake took it well. Unlike KSI, who threw like some temper tantrum afterwards and kicked something. I genuinely don't know. After his loss to Tommy Fury, Jake wanted to redeem his name. So he decided to pick a worthy next opponent, Nate Diaz. And on August 23rd, he made that fight happen. And this fight was a pretty good fight, and once again added to Jake's winning streak. After fighting Nate Diaz, Jake didn't stop there. He continued going for more and more opponents. And up next, he fought Andre August. Again, another pretty good fight from Jake, and another win as well. And there was plenty of moments where he did properly shake Andre August. After fighting him, he went on to his next opponent, Ryan Borland, I think that's how you pronounce it. Anyway, on March 24th, Jake fought Ryan. And again, he showed up, put in the work, and got another win to add to his belt. So, as you can see right here, I've got the hoodie on right now, and yeah, so this is a medium hoodie, and to be fair, it's actually probably a little bit oversized, and I say that because it's not super tight on me, but it is like a little bit tighter to the touch, which is definitely good for this hoodie, because I bought this and I was not 100% sure whether this would be just a really tight fit, because it was a size medium, and I ended up fitting in it pretty easily. So yeah, that is definitely a very, very good thing. So the overall quality of the hoodie is not the best, but also not the worst I have ever had, which ultimately I think is a really, really good thing. First of all, I was expecting this hoodie to be a lot more uncomfortable just because of how the t-shirt was, but I was actually quite wrong. This hoodie is definitely a little bit more comfortable than the t-shirt to wear. Definitely a lot more wearable as well, and yeah, definitely really, really liking it. The prints don't fall through, but then again, the prints are like a direct to garment print, so they're not gonna like exactly, you know, be noticeable from the inside of the actual hoodie. But yeah, saying them things, the style of this hoodie, I do think it is pretty cool. I prefer the hoodie with the arm prints on to the t-shirt personally, and yeah, I think it's a fairly decent print on this, and yeah, I think it's pretty cool overall. So yeah, that is my full review of the hoodie. Let's get back to Dan in the future. Next up, Jake fought Mike Perry, and on July 24th, he added another fight to his belt, fighting very, very well, and also taking home another W for his boxing resume. But after fighting Mike Perry, he decided to go big. He decided he needed a big name in boxing to really, really shut up the haters and I suppose get a really big win on his boxing resume. So he fought Mike Tyson, and on November 24th they had a pretty insane boxing match streamed on Netflix. This fight literally broke Netflix records. It was that insane. And even more insane, Jake took the W. And no matter what people say, no matter how old Mike Tyson was when he was fighting, he still beat Mike Tyson. And although it wasn't prime Mike Tyson, that is a pretty big achievement to put on your boxing resume, because Mike Tyson can still fight and is still doing pretty well, even at his age. So yeah, they are all of Jake's fights and were a pretty huge part of his redemption arc. But we're going to take a quick break and I'm going to invite my girlfriend here and see what she thinks of the 2 RNBO items which I purchased for this docuseries. So I'm going to go ahead, show her the items right now and get her thoughts on them. Okay, so my girlfriend is right here, and as you have seen by this point in the episode, I have reviewed both of the items from the RNBO collection, and I thought, what better, more fitting way to end this insane documentary series that we started with a pack of squashies, minion squashies, than to end by actually reviewing and actually showing my girlfriend 2 very, very rare pieces of history. If you can't tell, I bought this from eBay.
That's news to me.
Because of the massive eBay sign on the front of it. So, we're going to open this right here and take a look at the actual t-shirts first. So, inside this massive box is
It's probably the size of your laptop.
a t-shirt.
No, the box.
Yeah, it probably is. Anyway, here is the t-shirt itself. As you can see, it actually came in the original bag.
Rainbow.
So, as you can see, it is a white t-shirt.
No, really.
And yeah, so we're gonna open it up and
Okay.
yeah, behold the t-shirt.
Try it on your new merch
Behold the t-shirt.
with your snot all over it.
It doesn't have snot all over it.
You just sneezed on it there?
It
I
didn't.
have some particles on there.
I directed it away from
No, you didn't. Yeah, it goes in here, then it gravity takes
No,
its
it floats
course,
off.
and then it goes.
Floats off. Anyway, this is the first t-shirt right here. So, as you can see, this is the front of the actual t-shirt, which has this design on it. So yeah, that's the front, and then this is the back, with some Chinese symbols, I think. So yeah, that is the front and back of the t-shirt. So yeah, what are you thinking about the overall design of this t-shirt?
Show me the back again. Show me the front again. I don't like it.
You're not a fan of the design?
No.
Okay, so what do you think as like an actual t-shirt then? It's definitely a really thin material. Like, just by like holding it, it's like super thin material.
Bruh. I don't like it. There should at least be some shading on these. See, I would do the white and then gradually darker grey every time until it gets to black up here. I'd just add something, because this just looks a fucking mess.
See, this is an actual like professional designer talking here.
Minecraft.
It's like an 8-bit style. Which,
See, I get the vision.
Yeah.
I do get the vision, but personally, it doesn't make sense. And the back, I don't get it. What does that mean? What does that mean?
again, that's what I was. Again, I actually said this in the actual review in the previous episode. Go ahead and watch the previous episode if you have not already. But yeah, I don't really get the number because I don't think it signifies anything specifically to me. Like, it's not like. I'd get it if it was like, okay, t-shirt number 216 out of 310, but it's not, because it literally says the same on the back of the hoodie as well. So yeah, I think there could have been some improvements, definitely, but for like, especially with like a clothing brand as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the hoodie now as well. So I'm going to throw this over here.
Is that the exact same design?
You will find out now.
Okay.
So basically each drop was a new colorway, and so first drop was a white colorway.
So the same design?
No, not the same design,
Oh.
but different design, different color, different products as well. So like they did like a red drop, and they used some of the same logos on there, but there was like different logos as well.
Oh,
So
of course.
yeah,
It's the same.
this is the same design as the t-shirt, which
How did they make it look even thinner on the hoodie? And like, it's just not good.
like, bear in mind, okay, this is not like brand new, because the only brand new one on there was like £300, and I'm not spending £300 on a video like this video right here. So I managed to pick this one up for quite cheap, like decently condition wise, but
Oh, I'm sorry, something's really bothering me. Why is that one longer than that? But that one is shorter than that. But that one is shorter than that and that. And then
yeah, let's
that's
actually open this all the way up and see sort of what this whole thing is about. So
the same as the other one, I think.
as you can see, so we've got the same as the other one, but one thing I've got to say with this one that I do like a little bit more is just the utilisation of putting like prints on the pockets and stuff. It's just a nice little extra design thing.
In colour, this could have had so much potential.
Like, they could have done a little bit more with it, definitely. But yeah, as you can see, very same design on there. One thing I would say is that they did do something with the sleeves this time.
That's good.
So they did this right here.
It looks thin as hell as well.
It's definitely not the thickest hoodie at all.
It's really thin.
It's super thin again And the print doesn't even feel like that much of anything as well. Like, you're not really working with anything super good quality here.
That's gonna wash out over time.
Like, I feel like it is gonna.
It already is washing out.
Looks
That's
like it's
probably
faded
why
slightly.
it's so faded.
And not like super same. But yeah, you got this on there, which I've got to say it's a nice addition, because if you would have just gone for the exact same sort of thing.
Just see the thinness.
Yeah, that
You
one is
could have
definitely
done
thin.
it like that for
I
these.
think it would have been better thicker on the
Yeah.
front as well, because you want it to stand out on the front. And then this one is literally just the
I like
recipe
that
original,
one. That's
just
a good one.
on the sleeve. So that's that. Obviously there is a little look at the back as well, which you can't really expect too much difference with this. But yeah, very, very similar. But again, this is what I was saying on the back, like this is the same, so it's not like a number of an actual item number or anything like that. So yeah. But yeah, what's your thoughts overall
I like
on the
it
hoodie?
better than the t-shirt because of the additional prints.
Yeah, personally I like the hoodie better than the t-shirt.
Honestly, my favourite thing about the entire things is this sleeve.
Yeah, this sleeve.
I think it's sick.
So, no.
Like an entire sleeve length print. That's so cool.
So, the big question is, what is Jake Paul doing next? Well, in the boxing world, he has a fight lined up for June 25th against Julio Cesar Chivas Jr. I genuinely can't pronounce the name. But yes, he is fighting again. Here's a little picture of the fight card as well. And it looks pretty good. And I'll be interested to see how he does for this one as well. He's also still running his multitude of different businesses as well, and has a new HBO Max reality TV show called Paul American with his brother and family, which is pretty crazy as well. So yeah, the future is looking pretty bright for Jake Paul, and I don't think he's going to be going anywhere anytime soon. And yeah, that's pretty much it. This was my 3-episode docu-series on Jake Paul and his brand RMBO. I did reach out to a couple of people for some interviews for this docu-series. Didn't go to plan, although I think that could be something to do with just asking people for interviews, like essentially so close to when I'm actually filming. So no, we didn't get Jake Paul for an interview. Neither did we get Greg Paul for an interview, but it all came together in the end. And regardless of all of that, I still had a pretty strong plan for this docu-series. So yeah, if you haven't already, go ahead and check out episode 1 and 2. Both of them are available right now on my YouTube channel, completely free to watch, so go ahead and check them out. And for anybody who's been through and watched all of these episodes of this docu-series, we've never really done like documentary style content on this channel, so I massively appreciate you all for watching and giving this new style of content the time of day on this channel. Of course, we will always be trying to improve this type of content the longer we actually get into doing it, but obviously this was my first ever project like this. So yeah, if you enjoyed it and you want more of like this documentary style content, smash a like on this video. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this. Please comment, like and subscribe as usual, and let's see what we've got in store for next week's video. Play the trailer.